Hi Virgo. All right, so these are your messages for the week, and if you're looking to get a private reading with me, I do link my email in the description box. I am in a hotel room currently with my Virgo children, who both have birthdays this month, but we're celebrating a little bit early just because of, timing situations. Yeah, that's it. That's why I'm here. Okay, so Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What messages do we have for Virgo? I'm hearing an accent, but I don't know what the accent is, guys. Very northeast sounding. Okay, you are seeking stability you're seeking stability. You have some sort of connection. It may be coming to an end, or maybe you're just beginning some sort of connection that looks a little iffy. I don't feel like they're giving you the stability that you need, but perhaps you can give it to yourself and just move on, or, find some other reason to be with this person. I don't really know. Like, if somebody doesn't really give you stability, it's kind of difficult, but it does look like you're working on your finances, which look really good. You're feeling very ambitious at this time. Any sort of hardship you're going to be having over the next couple weeks, you're going to find a solution to. You do have what looks like an air sign in your energy, and even though I feel like they're kind of being decent, accommodating, okay to you, they're really not a trustworthy person by any means, okay? And they will try to cause you some sort of misfortune. They are deceiving you in some sort of way, especially through conversation, text messages, phone calls, whatever that looks like, okay? Emails. So just be aware of that. They're an ass kisser basically, but they're doing something behind your back. Could be getting into some sort of argument with somebody else you work with, or somebody of some sort of authority somebody above you, basically, okay? And I don't know, could be like a family member, something of that nature, okay? Saying here to have courage to express yourself or demand that you get treated correctly, something of that nature, because, this person's just like, high and mighty. They just feel like they have the ability to boss you around, or dictate what you do, and that is not the case whatsoever. There will be a celebration around your finances though, and then be careful around that, because I do feel like because you're doing so well in the future with your finances, that there are a lot of possibilities for people to try to take advantage of you, give you the wrong information, befriend you for the wrong reasons, things of that nature, okay? It does look like you're trying to adapt and be a little bit more resilient going forward as well, because you do have these new beginnings. Of course, we just went through the full moon and the eclipse, the lunar eclipse, and so everybody's like changing at this point. Every single reading that I'm doing privately, every single reading I'm doing online, things are looking much different than they did just a few months ago, okay? You have some new options and opportunities presenting themselves, and I see a lot of progress. Be careful of physical pain of some sort, whether that's through injury or because you have something wrong with you. Whoa, almost just tipped the table. There is something you're working on the side, whether this is a book you're working on, a side business you're working on, art, whatever the case, that is not turning out the way that you hoped, okay? So just keep that in mind. Just keep working at it. Maybe it's just not in divine timing. That's it, okay? Hate that, but I am going to use divine timing this time around, because it does look like your creativity is peaking. So give it a minute. Give it a minute. Somebody that you are emotionally attached to some degree, again, doesn't have to be romantic, is kind of like, I want to say, doing their homework on you. I don't know really how to feel about this. I don't know if they're spying on you out of curiosity, or if they're spying on you because they don't trust you, but I do see somebody spying on you in general. Could be water and or fire. Somebody who's extremely needy. And somebody's worried about their child's future. I'm seeing that very clearly if you have children. If you are married or in some sort of long-term commitment at this time, be careful, because I feel like they are being led by temptation. Whatever that looks like doesn't have to be another person. It could even be just addiction, but I'm seeing temptation, and that could like really disappoint or upset you, okay? Like the audacity sort of thing. However, if you're not in a long-term relationship, this could be, hopefully it's not the future, but this could be, you know, honestly, guys, that's what it looks like. I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, because it causes you anxiety. You will be discovering something, and it's going to be disappointing. So just keep that in mind. I'm hearing, how do you compare? I don't know. That's a very, very specific one for those of you that are in a relationship. Okay, very, very specific. I'm hearing that one really loud and clear. So somebody had to hear that. All right. I do see you finding some balance and being more practical going forward. You have balance coming out twice, so that's kind of interesting. Any indecisions you've had, it does look like you will be working those out around the new moon. You're fulfilling some sort of responsibility with somebody as well, which I do like. You're no longer feeling restricted. You're going through some sort of rebirth. You are trying to preserve a friendship that I think is unnecessary at this time. Okay, I just don't really feel like, I feel like the universe is giving you the signs, and you're just, you know, you really want to believe in this person. Maybe you have Stockholm syndrome, you know, whatever the case, but just keep that in mind. Some friendships need to come to an end. You'll come to the realization when you're ready. You're very protective over this person for whatever reason. It could even be a coworker. You are working towards some sort of harmony in your life and stability within your finances. I'm telling you, that's going to be the biggest situation over the next couple weeks. You may be feeling more compassionate at this time as well, or more understanding, more empathetic. Could be planning else a trip or planning to move in with somebody in the future as well. Does not have to be romantic once again, okay? Does look pretty good. You have some wish fulfillment happening after conflict. The conflict looks like an argument with somebody. Could be a younger person, doesn't have to be. It's going to end in happiness. It's going to end in hope, okay? I wouldn't worry too much about this. It's going to give you a lot of clarity. Does look like you've been helping a lot of people and not getting anything from it. And of course, like just helping people, you're getting something from it because, you know, you're being like a decent person. But it's like, okay, when you're at your lowest, who's there for you? Which goes back to this friendship that I really feel like needs to end, because I feel like you're putting too much into it and getting nothing back, okay? It's more like a energy vampire. I'm not seeing a particular sign. You do have a heavy burden here. It comes with some sort of loss. Could be else a financial loss or the loss of a friendship, going back to the friendship situation. You will be healing from that, so just be patient there, okay? Could be feeling some inspiration after travel and or some sort of adventurous situation you go through. I really see that you are so very, very similar to every other sign that I'm pulling. You're going through some sort of transformation. Every single sign is getting it. I'm not even using all the same decks, okay? So just everybody's going through something at this time. It doesn't mean we're all going to come out feeling better. Some of us are going to go into probably some sort of dark place, you know, but like for the most part, this looks pretty decent. You definitely have a fire sign somewhere in your energy. Watch out, because they could cause you some sort of tower moment. Use your intuition. I think you already know this. You may be moving away from this situation in time as well. You might come to the conclusion that this was kind of like an illusion, like it was very one-sided. Doesn't have to be romantic. You're seeking new beginnings. Again, could be considering a move or some sort of travel that would be like like life-changing, basically, okay? And watch out for anybody trying to make a comeback into your life, any sort of reconciliation, reunion, because I see a lot of manipulation there. And now that you're changing, now that things are becoming more stable for you, now that you're feeling like a, you know, open, like a person with an open heart who can be vulnerable, who can be understanding and loving and generous, obviously you're going to have a lot of people that take advantage of that. That's what they're attracted to. All right, so Pisces through, no, Aries through Pisces, sorry. How do they feel about Virgo? Aries through Pisces, how do they feel about, I see somebody adopting a dog. Aries has regret. Aries has regret. They treated you unfairly. Taurus is trying to manifest you back into their life. Gemini is lying to you about something. Be careful of Gemini. They, especially if you're sleeping with one, they could have an STD. Cancer is invested completely. Leo is doing something behind your back. You're going to find out shortly. Virgo to Virgo, big changes will be happening, but at the end of the day, you're going to end up hurting each other. Libra thinks you're the 10 of Cups. Scorpio thinks you give them anxiety. You guys are not moving away from each other, though. Sagittarius and you have some sort of soul connection. Be careful, they're keeping their options open. Capricorn is heartbroken over you. Aquarius is going to end up in a fight with you. And Pisces is putting, Pisces is putting someone else before you. It doesn't have to be romantic, but they're putting someone else before you. All right, guys, hope you have a great week.